Hello and welcome to our first Shovel Brother football podcast. One of the many topics we'll be doing. Today it'll be me and...
Me, Brandon.
like
Yeah.
people are going to know who you are. Talking about football because Jack knows. Not the
Football.
best, shall we say. He once called Lukaku Lucoco. That's about all you need to know.
Exactly.
But anyway, shall we jump right in to the biggest, shall we say, news around the Premier League this week, which is Watford 4, Chelsea 1. What is in Conte's close future?
I think I think he should go. I don't think Chelsea fans want him to go, but I think he should go.
I don't think it's his fault.
I think naturally, I don't think the players want to play for him anymore, which is like it happens too much in football. But they've not got behind him. Like even Courtois says he wants to go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's a bit iffy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, at least I've got Willie Caballero.
Yeah, he's a man. I love Caballero.
He's good for penalties. He's crap for everyone else.
He gives away a few.
I just feel bad for Conte because if we look at last season, they had an almost perfect season. They lost a few odd games, but who doesn't when they're winning like bloody?
Yeah.
Man City losing and drawing to teams like Crystal Palace and losing to Liverpool, and then we'll get on to Burnley in a minute. But he had put such a good team together last season, and then it's every season it seems that Chelsea win the league, they just go on to nothing.
It's really confusing because they bought Morata in. And the biggest thing that I can question Conte on is why would you loan Batshuayi out and bring in someone like Giroud?
Yeah.
You want someone who's going to score goals, and Giroud does that in injury time every now and then.
I think if we're going thinking about Morata though, we've got to go to the root of where this all started, getting rid of Costa.
Yeah.
Because like him or not, I think he was a popular figure in the back room with Hazard and Willian and all Moses and all those people who like a laugh. So I think that's turned them off a bit, especially doing it through text. So if they're thinking, our manager's a bit scared to confront players, so we text them. It's just odd.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think it's his fault. I think
I don't think he's popular with the board because I think it's something similar to what went off when he was managing in Italy. I think he's asking for funds that they're not giving him.
You know where he would be good?
And then he'd be able to spend them.
He'd be good at Manchester City, where they just give all the money possible. You want 50 million for Aymeric Laporta? Here you go.
Yeah.
He relies, don't get me wrong, there's Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, Jurgen Klopp, they're managers in this league who rely far too much on money, but he's doing it to a ridiculous... I still think he's good tactically because he did great with Italy, he got on so and so far, but he just demands a bit too much. You can't... You need to have something tactical to be a good manager. You can't just think, I know what signings to make, because we've seen managers spend. Look at AC Milan. Look at who was the manager before Gattuso.
Yeah. He's not exactly gone and made any signings in January.
Yeah, they made all. They made all these signings, and they didn't have the tactical prowess to sort it out. You need a good tactical thing, not just money. We'll talk about money in a bit, but
when Chelsea lost to Bournemouth a couple of weeks back, rough defeat. But you watch them without Morata, they don't even have a striker playing. They have Hazard, Willian, and Pedro playing in the front
players,
three.
But they're not. They don't work as strikers because they just don't have strikers' attributes like jumping. The runs, they think differently, strikers. So just because they can have good shots from the wing doesn't mean they're going to have good shots in the centre. It's just not how it works. You can't just assume because a player can shoot, he can shoot in the left wing or the centre. It's just just watching the games, you can sense the loss of dressing rooms. They're just
It's hard. It's really annoying as well because like I say, it does happen too much.
happens.
Like players instantly have this like massive presence where like, oh, I don't want to play for you. I'm gonna leave if you don't get a new manager, and is like what they're saying to the board. Kind of like Mahrez. He wanted to leave this season rather than last season, presumably because he liked Ranieri.
Yeah.
But
Every fucker's got a big ego now. Like it's just the way football is run by egos at the moment. Money or not, I think players are just getting too big for the boot or whatever that expression would be. They're not as good as they try to make themselves out to be. Like, who's a good example? Oh, I don't know. Somebody. Alexis Sanchez, who's a fine player, he's perfectly good, but not joining a side that's going to win the league because they won't give him 300 grand is ridiculous. Because like, you're earning enough money, you're not paying taxes on that as well, so I don't understand why you need extra money. You don't rely. It's not like, oh no, the house is going to go under, because it's not. You have stupid amounts of money. It's ridiculous. I'm just so tired of it. Oh.
I don't think like price tags are just stupid. Like, I don't think Sanchez deserves 500k a week, 400k a week, whatever he's on. I don't think any footballer deserves that. But even if I say that, there's like, in a different sport like Formula 1, they get paid so much if they win a race. And you can't really stop money now.
You need to put the money and say, right, you earn so and so much per week, probably. If you maybe have a cap at like 50, maybe not 50 because that's a bit low, but 150k, you have a cap at that. And then if they win games, they get a bonus off of that, and it makes them want to play. Because like when you get the Conte situation, you have players who can sit at home and do nothing and will earn the exact same amount.
Yeah.
So
you can see that like Sanchez, he could just play shit for the rest of his day, like, and not ever worry about money. But if he had this like, where you get what maximum like 100k, that's not gonna. It makes him well off. It makes him really well off, but not as well off as if I score a goal, I get 100, like 10,000 bonus or something.
Right, we'll talk about money more in a bit, but now looking over the results of the past week. First of all, Burnley Man City. God, Burnley's defence is unbelievable. Like,
they should have won the game.
They shouldn't.
Like, well, I'll say like up until about where Sterling missed the open net, I think Burnley like could have probably, if it wasn't for Edison, Burnley would have scored 3. Edison was
you could say if
insane.
it wasn't for stupid misses and saves that Man City could have scored 3 or more. Like,
It was a very open game, to be honest. Like the way Burnley dealt with the like onslaught from City. I think Sterling is just like, I don't know what he was trying to do.
I don't know
why he missed from there. But that should be where, especially Sterling. Sterling's been quality all season. How do you not score from there? It's harder to miss than it is to score.
Like,
and all praise to Burnley because they've gone up each season slightly, and they're in top 8, top 9 now.
When did they get promoted? Burnley.
Right, like 2013, 2014.
We should know. We're Forest fans. Poor form from us. But yeah, it's just don't get me wrong. The football they play can be Mourinho-like, and it's boring. It's so boring to watch. But the way they set the defence up is brilliant.
But for a club like Burnley, you don't expect them to go out and like beat clubs even draw against Man City, who've been practically unstoppable all season.
2015-16 when they came up.
Oh, bloody hell, I thought it was earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, like, Sean Dyche is such a good manager. Like, he's made it, like, you wouldn't expect Tarkowski to be probably one of the top 5 defenders in the Premier League, but he is.
The way it's the way he sets up tactically, like it makes him so much better than if you put who's like Eddie Howe in that team, who's like perfectly good, plays this nice passing sort of long mixed style of football.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't work as well in that. Like Eddie Howe's thing works in a completely different way, but I just think Sean Dyche is fine for a mid-table side. I know like some people say, oh, he should go to Arsenal. I don't. He'd do good with their defence, but then I think the goals would go, and I just.
But that's the problem with Arsenal at the minute. If we're gonna like just bringing that up, their defence is terrible compared to their attack.
Yeah.
Which like that's why I think a neutral manager who could get their defence going would be good. Like, I think Sean Dyche or Eddie Howe should be England manager one day, either of them, because I think they're great. Both of them are
Eddie Howe
highly rated.
I'd rather Eddie Howe be the manager just because his football's slightly better, shall we say.
Yeah.
Like, they both work, they both get wins and stuff. But Burnley, we saw, like, from the first half of the season to now, people saw past it tactically, and they've just started to drop off a bit. I don't think they've had a win in, like, 6 games or something like that.
Well, I mean, like, for Burnley, like, I know I'm not all, like, getting all on their bad side. They're not a huge club. They used to be quite well known, but 7th in the Premier League, above Leicester, who won it a couple of seasons ago, above Everton, who should be in the top 10. Like, that's pretty good.
It is amazing, but it's just because Sean Dyche is so good at picking up points and points and points.
Yeah.
Not losing games, but picking up points, like when Arsenal went unbeaten. Quite a few wins, but a lot of points and stuff. So that's why I think he'd be is a good mid-table, upper mid-table manager, but not when it comes to like Man City, Man United, Spurs. I don't think his football would work for them. Like Arsenal, they do a good job of their defence, but I don't know if he brings enough tactically for them to go forward. But anyway, that's a long time spent on one game. Bournemouth and Stoke. Bournemouth winning 2-1. Not too much to say about it. Like
Paul Lambert's not doing the best for Stoke.
Bournemouth are in a good run of form. You can't hold it against them. They've just come off of a win against Chelsea.
Yeah.
They're on a high. So Stoke getting.
I'd say it's a really good result for Bournemouth, but you'd expect a bit of fight from Stoke. I think they rely too much on Peter Crouch, and I know Peter Crouch is a good player. He's getting old. He's getting really old.
Yeah.
And for a side like Stoke, normally you'd see that you never talk about them for the entire season because they're solid mid-table. This season they're down at the bottom. They're 4 points off of bottom place.
That's Mark Hughes' fault. That's him relying too much on the old guard to help him through it a bit and not investing enough in that 20 to 25-year-old talent or going stupidly young so they don't have bloody it. Just.
I think their main lifelines are like we've got Butland. Butland's a great keeper. Choupo-Moting, who's been a really good signing, and then you've got Shaqiri that for some reason has stayed at Stoke.
Yeah, I reckon he'd do fine at who needs a winger? Not Liverpool. I mean, like instead of City going for Mahrez for what was it like 60 or 55 million, go for Shaqiri. Like he's not going to be cheap, but it cost you a good 10 million less. Like he'd be a good squad player for City. Probably.
Naturally, like Stoke, I do see going down, and I've not said it in all the times I've watched Premier League, but Stoke look like they're going to go down. They don't look like they're going to get
Paul
out of the
Lambert isn't. When you think of a player to help you from relegation, Paul Lambert doesn't normally come to mind, does he?
No, it really doesn't.
Right. The next result, Brighton 3, West Ham won with the Lionel Messi of English football, Glenn Murray scoring, not because he's a good footballer, but because he doesn't pay his taxes. What a prick.
Wow.
Fine
What,
footballer, but you've
all
got
I
to pay
can
your taxes.
say
It's stupid.
is Chris Hughton, probably Brighton's best manager they've ever had.
Yeah, isn't it? What about that?
He is fantastic. Like, the way he sets out his teams is not defensively perfect, it's not attackingly perfect, but for a neutral, a team that should be mid-table,
No, a
or
team.
should even be fighting against
Yeah,
relegation.
exactly. A team that should be be in relegation, being out of relegation at all with a lack of money is great. Like he makes a good player out of Glenn Murray, who we saw at Bournemouth, isn't amazing. Was it Bournemouth? I think it was.
Bloody Pascal Gross, he scored a quality goal.
That's quite.
And so did Izquierdo. Izquierdo scored a bloody belter.
Izquierdo and Gross have been. I don't know how they managed to pick both of them up without anybody else seeing them, because those are two ridiculous signings. Like,
They've been like such solid signings, and like everyone else is buying like what well-known names, but like these are proven you don't exactly need that.
yeah, and then West Ham continuing their not amazing form, probably due to the fact that they're constantly falling out of owners. So behind the scenes at West Ham, it's a little bit shaky. You probably expect players not to be performing to the best because the fans are against the board at the moment, meaning that they don't want to.
Honestly though, David Moyes, with the limited budget he's got,
I think
and
he's
the
done a good
board
job.
not
Got
giving
some
him any
wins,
money
hasn't
in January,
He's
done really well. And I normally wouldn't say that because I don't like David
I
Moyes.
don't like
I
David
thought he
Moyes.
was good at United, but if I'm honest, he's done well for West Ham. They were in bottom three not long back. It's just injuries have got in the way.
Right, Swansea continuing their good run of form, getting a point at Leicester, which is admittedly not as good as it would have been 2 seasons ago, but it's a good point to get away from home. It's King Pal's a hard place to go.
Oh yeah.
I hate Carvajal, but you got to give it to him when he gets these points.
That's something we always like disagree on. Like I think Carvalho's doing a great job. I think he's a really good manager. I just think like at Wednesday he lost the dressing room. Like it's a similar story to Conte in a way, but there was a reason behind that. Obviously, he wanted newer players and no one to play the same way they did the season they challenged for the playoff.
It just annoys me that you can do not losing dressing room. Admittedly, is just come in, give him a, shall we say, 6 more games, then we'll see how they're playing. But if they continue to play well after that, then I will really question him, because like he clearly can pump up the dressing room. It might just be the fact that he doesn't care enough about the championship, which being a fan of a team in the championship really annoys me. Championship's really important. It's a really good league, and I think people just disregard it as no good football's played there whatsoever. Just look at Wolves. But that's a topic for a different day. I'm not gonna go on a rant about the championship. So Leicester getting a goal, like, it's fine. Leicester
they got a goal disallowed, and everyone I think it was the most stupid thing ever because the ref had his back to the linesman, and the linesman put his flag up as soon as I think it was Diabate got the ball, and they went on to score, and they celebrated and all this, and then the referee goes to the linesman, and like the referee's job is to check when a player receives the ball just to see, even if he's not got any suspicion at all, just to see if the linesman's saying, "Oh, he's offside." But it took him a good 2-3 minutes to realise, he actually put his flag up. And at that point, everyone's like, why is the goal not being given if the linesman's had to put his flag down because the ref hasn't seen it?
It's beyond. There's so many problems with referees at the moment. Probably shook because of VAR, like, bless them.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just it seems to be we're getting more poor referees. Like, they give everything away. They don't give any goals. They don't. It's harsh times for refereeing and ruling games. But the next one, like, what much can we say about this? Manchester United beating Huddersfield 2-0. Manchester United doing what they do, grabbing one goal and then grabbing another one quite late on. After a missed penalty, might I add. So even that second
I
goal was
think,
fortunate. I don't like Man United. They play this boring game for like what 60, 70 minutes, and then when they get to the 70th minute, they go and grab a few goals.
yeah,
Last 20 minutes, if you turn on the channel, you're like, oh, this is exciting. Rest of the game, it's boring. Like Swansea at the beginning of the season, they were giving them a really good competitive game up until the 70th minute. Then it was 4-0, and it was like Swansea. It looked like Swansea were just out of it, but they weren't up until the 70th. I don't like this way of playing. It just annoys me. It works, but it annoys me.
the unpopular opinion, like, I don't see what Jose did with, like, I know he dropped Pogba to make a statement, and like the game itself, like, it's Huddersfield. It's not like it's a big. They beat you, we'll go beat them back. That's the attitude.
Yeah.
But why? I don't get this. But Martial's been on form. Explain why, right? Martial and Lukaku work together perfectly. They're probably one of the best two pairings.
Not Man United, at least.
And like, as soon as Sanchez comes in, I don't care if he's paid 400k a week. As soon as he comes in, why does that mean Martial has to be pushed out of the team?
Martial, I think this is going to be like people are going to disagree with me beyond belief, but like I think Martial is possibly better than Alexis. I just think his runs are better. I think his balls are better. That sounds wrong.
Yeah. And like that partnership with Lukaku's took a long time to like make, and it's working. And as soon as Sanchez comes in, you see that the link's not there. I watched the game. You can watch Match of the Day. They don't work together. Sanchez is greedy. Lukaku just can't get anything off him because he's greedy.
I think, to be fair to Alexis, he's just joined the club. You've got to give him time to fit into his new left wing back position, which he'll eventually play.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm excited.
Big left wing back. And I feel bad for David Wagner, but he's doing all he can for Huddersfield. But he's not getting the results. There's not goals there.
There's not much you can do, really, is there? I mean,
no, there's not enough goals.
I mean,
for them.
they're in the relegation zone, but what, 1 point and get them out of it with everybody else?
This season is probably my favourite season in terms of a relegation scrap.
Yeah, the top.
Because
the top of the zone is crap.
From 19th is 24 points. And that's Huddersfield. Go up all the way to 12th with West Ham. That's a 3-point difference.
From 19th to 12th, yeah, it is. No, to 11th.
And
Watford.
And you've got Huddersfield, Stoke, and Swansea all on 24. Newcastle on 25. Like, there's so many clubs that could just drop out a bit, like last second.
It's intense, isn't it? It makes for a good end of the season. I think West Brom are going down. I don't think.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Alan Pardew's good enough to do anything with them, but yeah. So yeah, poor Huddersfield, boring Man United is how I would sum that up. Southampton, here. I know it doesn't sound real, Brandon, but Southampton win a game against West Brom. They won a game.
What a game it was, though.
And it was great, wasn't it? Like suspense.
There's a bit of controversy in this game, actually.
Which
I was like for Southampton.
I saw the highlights.
I love Jackie Stevens, and he's gone and scored 3 and 3. He's a centre back. What are you doing? But he's solid.
Put him up front. He's not an amazing centre back, but put him up front. He'll do his job.
The controversial bit is James Ward-Prowse's free kick to make it. I think it's 3-1, maybe 3-2.
It was 3-1.
Yeah, and Buffal and James Ward-Prowse, this shows the tension between the players already. Buffal's arguing and going mad, saying he wants to take the free kick, and everyone's saying that they want Ward-Prowse to take it because he takes free kicks.
I think that's more poor management than anything, because before any game you should be saying, right, Buffal or Ward-Prowse, you're on free kicks. I love that Buffal's like, I can score this, let me have it, and then Ward-Prowse took it and it just went in the net. I was like, oh, yeah, you're going to shut up now, aren't you? But I don't think Pellegrino's that good. I think, what's his name at Leicester? Claude Puel?
Yeah.
I think he should have been given more time. I think he was chucked in to a side who lacked goals, and they expected him to get goals. Like, That's not. It
I don't rate Pellegrino. I don't think he's gonna last. I think
Yeah,
the prep to end that season, that's a massive win for Southampton because that takes them out the bottom three. And like Southampton, who were a side who were about 10th last season, just dropping rapidly.
Where are they in the league? They are
They're
2 points off the relegation zone.
They're like Liverpool. Just take all their players and they don't invest this money. What are they doing?
I don't know, unless there's some debt that nobody knows about.
Lallana. You got Lallana leaving. You got who else is left? Southampton. Van Dijk. 75 million. You got.
Where has that gone? Carrillo.
I mean, Carrillo. About what's that going to do?
Like, it might help the strikers, but it's not. You've got so much more to spend. It's ridiculous. And my favourite part about this game, from a centre mid who I would say is among the best in the mid-table to lower, Lemina. What a goal! Oh my god.
Big Super Mario.
He just hits it.
Well,
like, I'm gonna go for this. Like, no one around him thinks I'll have a go, and it just lands in the top left corner. I think. Oh, it's beautiful.
He's quality. He's too good for Southampton. And if they go down, it'd be surprising to see where they actually go. These like players like Lemina, Carrillo, even fucking Fraser Forster. He's a quality goal.
I think Southampton will pick up enough points to not go down.
I do rate that.
While talking about relegation, let's do a quick. Which three do you think are going down? I'm gonna say
West Brom. Yeah.
West. We're both saying West Brom.
Yeah.
I think West Brom. I think Newcastle will. And I think Stoke will. I think Huddersfield will survive somehow.
See, that's the exact same I was gonna say. Like, I don't think Benitez has got anything.
It's not Benitez's fault. It's big fat Mike Ashley's fault. Like,
yeah,
he's ruined that club. Bless him. I'm not a massive fan of Newcastle as just an area, but that club was it wasn't anything special, but it was something, and he ran it into the ground with his Sports Direct nonsense.
Yeah, and I don't think, as much as I do like Newcastle, like I do think they're a good club. I don't think they've got enough to stay up. Same with Stoke, really. They've not got enough goals in them. And West Brom are just terrible.
While we're talking, Brandon, who's going to win the league?
Oh, that's clearly going to be...
It's really little at the top.
No, it's going on that note, top four, who is it going to be?
Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham.
You think Tottenham are going to overtake Chelsea?
I think Tottenham will overtake Chelsea at some point.
I hope.
Arsenal will finish 6th and Chelsea will finish 5th.
I do hope Tottenham overtake Chelsea.
But anyway,
I'd want to see Liverpool in the top four again. Because I just think Klopp deserves to be in the top four.
My quick... In fact, we'll talk about Klopp in a minute when we get to the Spurs-Liverpool game, but for now, Arsenal-Everton. Arsenal. What's going on at Arsenal? Like, I don't understand.
Goal defence, as I call it.
Get rid of Sanchez. Did they win 4-1 last game, or am I making that up?
I can't remember who it was against.
I'm gonna have a check now. But anyway, like they just looked amazing. Just the way they were playing. Like, get rid of Sanchez.
All they were creating were fantastic.
Like, it was great. Mkhitaryan, I called it. We've had this conversation so many times. He couldn't do the defensive work. He will never be able to. And he's not there to defend, he's there to attack. And just the balls he was pinging in, just low balls, high, everything. It's
For your debut at home, you've got 3 assists. Ramsey gets a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Aubameyang scores. What more could you actually ask?
Never mind. They lost 3-1. They lost 3-1 to Swansea in the last game.
That's the morale boost of Mkhitaryan and Aubameyang. You can imagine being Wenger and being the Arsenal fans and thinking, Oh, Aubameyang having a good game. Who have we got on the bench? Lacazette.
That's terrifying. There's the prospect of that.
Imagine them both together with Mkhitaryan pinging balls in and Ozil pinging balls in.
How that work? I don't know. Like, they seem to be set on playing one up front. Like, could you get? I mean, you could go like stupid idea, but you could go like a 4-1-2-1-2 or something, and have Ozil, or you could have Ozil on the left, and then what are they called? They have a name, like the strikers behind the strikers.
Shadow Strike.
You could have like Aubameyang or Lacazette behind one of them, not together because you got to do something. But I think you can fit them both in, and I think you could take Xhaka out or something, because he's fine. He makes some good passes, but Jesus Christ.
But then when you think about that, is like if they put both of them up front, who have they got on the bench? Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but
Fucking
you could say that
Danny
about
dreadful.
you could say that about most other teams. You could look at Man United by example. They're pulling an alright bench together, but look at Tottenham. Tottenham and Chelsea are examples. Chelsea, oh, they've got Giroud, who's a fine sub, but he's nothing special. Then you got Tottenham, who are even worse. Oh no, we're lacking goals. Who can we chuck on? Levente, who couldn't get goals for Swansea.
Oh man.
But what?
Yeah, I think. Right, really, really big question. Should this be Wenger's last season?
Yes, I think they need to just move on. That with new players, get a new manager in, start rebuilding the club to what it should be, because it's a really good club run by a poor owner who seems to be obsessed with Wenger, and Wenger who seems to be obsessed that he can do everything at the club.
As much as I do rate the man. I like him. I've always liked him. But at this point, what have they won other than the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup in the past? Like,
Nothing.
4 years? Like, you can't keep saying, "Oh, top four's our goal, top four's our goal." You've got to push all that title,
This
no matter
season,
what.
I would say their goal should be Europa League, because that will guarantee them a Champions League place. They're not. I don't think they'll get in the top four. I don't think they're good enough to get in the top four this season. They're fine. They've got Aubameyang, which will bring loads of goals. But the top. But if they just win the Europa League, they have the squad to. They can just get to the Champions League and not even have to worry about it like Man United did. It could just be grand.
Yeah.
But anyway, Everton were just poor. They're just
not.
I don't understand, because Ashley Williams, a quality defender, Michael Keane, if they were both playing, which I think they were, Michael Keane, a quality defender, and they just don't work. Like, Michael Keane would have been so much better staying at Burnley.
Oh yeah.
Because,
especially where they are now.
Yeah, the defence would be so much better. Like,
what have Everton actually done to make a goal for it? Like, you've got Nias who starts the play, you've got Calvert-Lewin, and then you've got Cenk Tosin, who's coming for what, 35 million?
yeah, but
What's he doing? He's been on the bench.
it boggles the mind how they got so many wins and draws and stuff once Allardyce came in, because it's testament to Allardyce that he can get wins when he comes in, then do nothing, haven't finished mid-table and then don't go down. It's just how he plays. It's a weird manager. He shows sparks of brilliantness right when he starts, then just like, oh, we'll settle for mid-table now.
It's a very, 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 very boring style of football though. Like, even the Everton fans boo him. It's just a bit...
God, that was a game. Yeah.
Anyway, what's next?
Palace and Newcastle.
What a game.
Who cares? Like,
I watched the entire game.
Genuinely, what is wrong with you? Why?
Because, right, one is a relegation battle. Like I said, the 3 points off of bottom.
Yeah,
Palace are...
you'd think they'd care a bit more. Like,
Well, right, like, first off, Wilfried Zaha carries Palace. He's such a good player.
Genuinely feel
I don't
bad
know
for him.
how they managed to keep hold of him. And on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, how the fuck does Christian Benteke get a game?
I don't know.
Like, I seriously
In
rate
fact, I look at the
Palace.
stats, and it was quite a good game. You had 20 shots for Crystal Palace, 12 shots for Newcastle, but Newcastle more prominent in their shots because they had more on top. They had 2 more on target because they had 8. Crystal Palace had 6. So it should have been a good game with just, quite a few goals, but it's just a ball draw.
It wasn't exactly a ball draw because it was action no matter what. Like, there was saves everywhere. Darlow had an outstanding game in net. He made a couple of mistakes, but we did so. The same with Hennessy. Hennessy had an outstanding
Did you
game.
say Snakey McSnakeson? Darlow?
Yeah, but then there's Lascelles as well.
Yeah, Lascelles is a G though.
Yeah, but all seriousness, Palace, I really want to stay up. I think Roy Hodgson has done wonders
It's
for
weird
him.
because I really hated Roy Hodgson when he came and I thought, oh, what's he going to do? And then, I don't know, did he get injected with some sort of owl hormones or something?
Yeah, because Wilfried Zaha, he is a winger. Man City should have gone for.
Yeah, you're right.
Why the hell? How have they kept hold of him?
Yeah.
I must absolutely love the club because he went to Man United and went straight back, didn't he? Because he had a bit of a flop season.
Yeah, but we saw him at Man United. He wasn't very good. There's no way around that. I think Zaha works better as a player that you try and play. Like Mahrez, is a player that if you need to try and play everything through. So the instructions are give it to Zaha. Like at Leicester, give it to Mahrez, he'll do something. I think those type of players work so much better in those clubs.
Yeah, the clubs that haven't got all other stars.
But even then, I still think there'd be an alright squad player for Man City or Man United or whatever. Or Chelsea
you haven't got the star power if you had Aguero or Sterling or Sane.
Oh, bloody hell.
On
Chest. Oof. But anyway, and then unless I'm missing any out. No, I'm not. The most entertaining game of 2018 so far. Liverpool 2, Tottenham 2. Bloody hell.
When Salah scored in the fifth minute?
Third.
Was it?
Yeah, I've got it on BBC Sport.
When Salah went forward and scored, I was like, Tottenham are going to get smashed. And then it was just 1-0 until the 80th minute, and I was like, wow. Then Wanyama comes on. What does Wanyama do?
What's Wanyama going to do? What are you bringing him on for?
Better than Mario Lemina. Better than Jose Izquierdo. What a goal.
First time, my Kenyan powers have summoned. Boom. Pings.
What a strike. A guy you wouldn't expect to score. A guy, a CDM of that. Just scoring an absolute belter.
I'm going to break your heart. Wanyama's goal or Suso's goal?
Well, Wanyama.
But Suso's is.
As much as I love Suso and as much as I love Suso's goal, just you could not have placed the ball better.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
And then a controversial penalty claim, number 1.
Number 1, the first one.
And then of course Harry Kane steps up and is about to break the 100 goal record. What does he do? He goes and misses it.
Why do you go down? In what? I get that players like that fancy. I hit it down the middle. In what world do you go down the middle? Just go with one of the sides. Keep it low. You're one of the best strikers in the world. Make it hard for him. Because if he.
Not to mention you've got Carrius in there.
Yeah.
Carrius going to do if you hit it one side or the other.
He can't dive. Just hit it either side of him and he'll just fall over him. But anyway, was it a penalty? I think so because was it Lovren? Yeah, it was. Lovren touched it, means he's not offside, and then he was fouled.
I think this one wasn't penalty.
I'm not sure about the second one.
Then we get Salah's second goal to go 2-1. Salah's having an absolutely amazing season.
He's probably running down the
he's signing of the season, I don't care.
Yeah,
in what world anyone wants to say. He is fantastic.
Hold on.
And what a goal he scored. He scored a Messi-esque goal where Messi was having that 30 goals a season stuff.
More than that.
What a goal. like past about 3 defenders and chips the keeper. He doesn't even have to chip it, but he does anyway.
My favourite part about this is Klopp running down to the cop or whatever, going, "Yeah, we won the game," and then, Lord and behold, 4 minutes later, Virgil van Dijk
I
tries to
don't think it was a
boot to
penalty.
Lamella, and Lamella goes from one of his Tom Daly lessons, and they get a penalty.
I really don't think it was a penalty. I think, like, Van Dijk put his leg up. I don't think it was that much of an impact to be so dramatic.
Yeah, but it.
It's
My
one of the
issue with it
reasons I
is,
don't think it should be a penalty. If someone drank, like, kind of like what Cameron Jerome did for Derby when they didn't give him a penalty against Bristol City, because he made it more dramatic and he flung himself around. Why would you give a penalty for that? And that's exactly what the referee made the right
You
decision.
can't. I think it's a bit harsh though, because you can't have it be a penalty, overreact to it, and say, "Oh, it's not a penalty because you overreacted." I think it's still a. I'm not sure if he was going to get him, but he definitely dived. Van Dijk,
Yeah.
Van Dijk was in the wrong. Well, I don't think he made much contact, but he was in the wrong going for it. So, had he have not dived, Van Dijk probably would have kicked his legs and then got a penalty anyway. But it's a hard. Both of these penalty shouts are hard ones. I mean, a bit. I think the first one is a penalty. I think the second one's a bit down the middle, really.
Yeah, I think the second one wasn't a penalty in my opinion. No, but you can't help it. VAR isn't there. Obviously, I don't want VAR to be there, really. It might have helped, but I really don't
I
want
don't know
it.
if that'd be one of our discussions, but you're on the same thing as me. I don't think VAR's. It takes in on a video game podcast. Have that for a plug. We talked about intensity being ruined in games. I think VAR is the quick time event of football. Like, it just takes the referee goes over to it, have a look at what's going on. But the fans
You
just get
have something
frustrated.
in football now where, like, the intensity in a game, like, 94th minute is when Lamella goes down. If you had VAR, that would take out absolutely
Yeah, could
everything
you
from the
imagine?
graph.
You'd be like, yes, right, this is some great action. Oh, here we go, 5 hours of a VAR decision. Cool.
But if you think about it, VAR would be Liverpool's best friend. It'd be the best hope at winning the title.
Bloody hell. Pardon me. And then,
Yeah,
what,
that was a big game. Kane got his 100th goal.
we've already talked about it in part. We've talked about Chelsea and their. We've talked about Conte, but Watford 4, Chelsea 1. Bakayoko had a Madden, getting 2 yellow cards in 30 minutes. What is he thinking?
I think he was annoyed in a way.
You shouldn't get annoyed. It's like it's not an excuse. But fair play to Watford and what is it, Oscar Garcia. Held on to that 1-0 up until the 82nd minute. Then once that 82nd,
Mental.
then as soon as that goal went in, they went and got 3. Like,
Right. Like what my thing is here. This was a controversial penalty as well. Delafeu going down for Dini. I don't think the defender didn't touch him. Obviously, over dramatised the referee gives the penalty. Fair play to Troy Dini. He always scores from penalties.
it's all it does really now, isn't it?
Yeah. And Watford had a really decent game. They didn't let him score until really late, and then
With a good goal as
the
well. To be
reaction
fair,
to that was just, you know what, fuck it, we'll chuck everyone forward and score.
poor Hazard stuck with them this season. Is Hazard a 2-time Premier League champion or not?
I think he is. I think he is a 2-time. Because Chelsea won it.
Time to do my fact checking, which doesn't take
Yeah.
long enough.
A good research class in there.
Times Hazard has won the league. But anyway, fair play
He
to
won,
Oscar Garcia.
he won it under Mourinho, didn't he?
Yeah, he must have done. Yeah, he won 2.
Yeah. What a game.
Fair play to Oscar Garcia. Like, he's made him play good football. Obviously, Marco Silva a bit harsh, but it's unfortunately for the managers, it's the way Watford run the club. manage it in, manage it out, manage it in, manage it out, and you can't argue with it and say, "Oh, it's not working," because it is, because they're getting points. I mean,
Yeah, fair play. Marco Silva, they were in, 7th or 8th, similar to Burnley, and then they dropped down a bit. But that's expected from Watford. It's
yeah,
expected from Burnley. Like in the last 10 games, in the last 12 games, whatever, Burnley might just drop off completely.
Unfortunately,
Let's go sack John Dyche.
It's just a sign of how Watford have run. It's just like in, out, shake it all about, and that's how they work. I mean, I don't know why this. If they're going to do that, I don't know why they sign the managers to these stupidly long contracts. Give them a year contract. Tell them you'll probably go soon, but do a good job.
Well, it's sort of what Sunderland's done with Chris Coleman, give him a 12-month contract and say you do what you can. If you don't do it, you sack.
Right, now time for the first round of Joe versus Brandon.
Oh God.
Money in football.
is
Is money ruining football? I think no, you think yes. I'm going to make my point first once. I think your arguments against it is going to be loyalty is gone because players are going here, there and everywhere. But I'd argue the football of 10, 15 years ago is so much worse than it is now. Now that we have all these good players at one club. Like, I mean, come on. What would you rather watch? Arsenal of 2001 or whatever when they were winning the league, or watch Man City? Irrelevant of the players, irrelevant of if they were just blank players to you, and you saw nothing of them. Who would you rather watch, Man City or Arsenal?
Oh yeah, definitely Man City.
Well,
I'll agree with that.
There you get. I think it's ruined some of the players and it's ruined what the managers are capable of. But I think it's improved the football. If you like the way football is played.
I can agree with the fact that it's made the way football was played better. Like you could when what you're on about is like where Arsenal were boring 1-0 Arsenal, let's win the league title.
Yeah.
And now you see Man City going out there, they're playing really, really good looking football. And yeah, they paid shit tons for players. I can see where it's like the side I'm coming from is like loyalty for me is like
key.
What makes some players for clubs like
what's his face?
Football.
Mr. Roma.
Yeah, Mr. Roma, Francesco Totti, man.
How did I forget his name? Yeah.
Like that, you don't see that very often. You saw it with Steven Gerrard. Gerrard was fantastic. Played for Liverpool in his career. Frank Lampard, almost all that.
On the bright side,
forget merit was,
On the bright side, for these players that are loyal, it then means that they stand out as good players. Well, if you look at, I don't know, like 1990s, where each player was at 1, 2 or 3 clubs. Like, it's like, oh well, that's just what everybody did.
My main argument has actually come up this week. Right. Football release clauses I can understand. Footballer players I can understand. Fees for players I can understand. Money's getting bigger, larger, you get more reward prizes in different sports. Tennis you get like £1 million for winning the Grand Slam, whatever. You see, managers now are getting release clauses.
Yeah.
They signed from Paul Heckingbottom from Barnsley signed a 4-year deal with Barnsley. Leeds go up to him and say, "We'll give you £400,000 to give us Paul Heckingbottom." What is that about? They're managers.
It's a very valid point.
For a 54-year-old to sit there and go, "I think the team played all right,"
It annoys me that managers get paid for doing a bad job by getting sacked.
Yeah, that's stupid. Shouldn't get a payout.
I was going to make a point.
I know I would normally argue a lot, but you made a really good point about which I'd rather watch.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of football. But the thing that I'm getting at is like managers being paid. You do not need to pay them their manager's wage. You do not need release clauses. Oh, I bet one of them's got a bloody pre-contract agreement with fucking Barcelona.
We've talked about this, and I know one of the issues you clearly have with it is the egomaniac of players. Like, YouTube, because I want to talk like for a second. Like these YouTubers, I think they're so amazing that they can do all these things like better than they are. Like the KSI and Joe LFI. Like, no, you're not. Get on your level. You're just a YouTuber. Like footballers need to realise you're just a footballer. You don't.
You're not
You
like it surprises me massively because some of them do not respect the fact that they get paid so much, but they would be willing to be mardy, like a bit like Mahrez, be mardy at the fact that the club wouldn't sell him. Bear in mind, Leicester's paying him what 150k a week, and he can't face the fact that he's got to play for him for a bit longer until his contract runs out. Whereas people who are working to save people's lives, are not even getting paid a tenth of what they're getting.
But my argument against that is like, I get like money could be going to better things, but the only reason that money of like the NHS or whatever, but that's a completely different politics thing. The reason that is in there is because football is so popular and that's why it has so much money. That's why I think you could actually begin to like money in football if you think the way that the best man in football thinks. The what's it called? There's a name for it. The one matters thing. Of paying 1% of his wages to a certain charity. I think that is the most brilliant thing ever.
Yeah, that is massive. Because being paid what you are paid, 1% is actually a lot of money.
That's like, let's say, if Pogba did it, Pogba, Alexis Sanchez, that's $3,000 a week to charity. That it over a year you get in towards tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. Like if footballers start to do that, I'm sure everyone would quit this argument of money's ruining football.
Yeah, I would get behind money if footballers did the thing where like, oh, we'll give what? If I'm paid 400k a week, Sanchez, for example, I'll give 5% of my wages to charity. Even if it's 1%, it's something you're giving for something else. Like even if it goes to like, it could go to cancer research, go to people in the army getting better medical supplies, whatever.
Right, let's have a look at some of the football players who have given to the one goal thing, just to give them their fair dues. I'm pretty sure Kasper Schmeichel has, because he's a G.
I know that David Beckham did.
David Beckham.
When he went to PSG, he gave all his wages to him.
David Beckham does so much for charity. Like players like Chiellini, Bruno Saltor. Is he the one who plays for Brighton? I won't be wrong.
I'm not sure.
Medica.
Yeah,
Some of these are players some of these are players who don't even earn. Julian Nagelsmann, who don't even earn too much money, like Esveen, but they're still giving 1%, and that 1% will go so far. Like that's where I think money in football is going wrong. More players should be thinking about outside of football and what they can do to make football considered more important. Serge Gnabry, Matt Hummels, Shinsuke Kagawa.
Yeah.
But so to summarise it, I think money isn't ruining football, but I think it could be used for a better cause. You think it slightly is, because it's ruining the way that some players are thinking, and ruining some teams in general, and ruining. Oh, that's the point I was going to make on your part. Wolves, I've remembered it now. Wolves, that is one part of money I hate. More important, agents. I hate agents who make it all about them. What's his name?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever his name, Ronaldo's agent who works with Wolves, bringing all these players in to Wolves just to help them get up when they could be going to such bigger clubs and making such bigger things out of their careers. That's what annoys me about money in football, when players outside of the game take their opportunity to put their grubby paws in it to make money for themselves.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's that sort of stuff. This is going a lot longer than I thought it'd be. Bloody hell. So we're just gonna whiz through the predictions. First game, it's the big one. North London derby. What's your prediction?
I think a very eventful draw.
I'm gonna go the same. I'm gonna go 3-3.
I'm going to say 2-2, and I think one club will get an early goal and the other will get a really late equaliser.
Yeah.
Just because they're both very similar, but they're both like, well, I won't say similar, I'll say like, they've got the capability to score really good goals. The only downside to Arsenal is the fact that they can't defend for shit.
Yeah.
Tottenham have got an alright defence. They have really got an alright defence.
Yeah, Tottenham have an amazing defence now because they have Alderweireld back. I'm just putting that out there. But,
oh, well, they might even play Lucas as well, which would be great because I want to see Lucas Moura play against Arsenal. That'd be mad. I think that'll be a game though.
Everton Palace, I think.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I think Palace in a 2-1 it.
I think Palace will get I think 1-0. Just because I think they've got more desire than Everton have at the minute.
Yeah,
they've got a desire to actually stay there. They've got a desire to get up.
Everton are safe now, aren't they, to be fair to them? So.
Yeah.
Stoke Brighton, I'm going to go 0-0.
I'll say Brighton a 2-1.
I think Stoke are going to go for the draw, and Paul Lambert's going to make them sit back and do what Stoke do.
Yeah. I do think Brighton have got enough in them to edge a win.
Surprisingly enough, wouldn't have said this at the beginning of the season, quite an interesting game. Swansea-Burnley. I'm struggling to call this.
I think Burnley will win. Very like a 1-0 win.
I think Swansea 4-2.
Bloody hell!
just gonna go.
We're expecting another game in the cup against Notts County.
Yeah, 7-1. Get in.
We'll have an 8-1 against Burnley.
No, I think 4-2. I just think Swansea will have a good go at him.
Yeah.
West Ham, Watford. I don't know. West Ham. No. Watford have just won a game against Chelsea, so that'll be riding high. 3-2 Watford.
I think a 2-2 draw. Because I don't think Moyes is gonna give it up yet. Because I don't even think West Ham are safe yet.
No, they're not. I think they're the first. Do you remember what we talked about earlier? Where it was between 12th and 19th. They are.
Oh yeah.
They are 12th. They are 3 points off.
And then I think Watford need a win, so they're both going to go for it, but I don't think they're going to have enough to edge each other. I think they're going to draw.
Right. Man City, Leicester. How much are Man City winning by?
Good 3-1.
I'll say 3-1 as well. Another interesting one. Huddersfield, Bournemouth. I think it's going to be 2-0 Bournemouth.
I'm going to say 2-1 Huddersfield. I think they've got to fight for it because Bournemouth is safe. But Huddersfield have to give something back now to get to stay up.
I think
this at home.
I think this is more coming from an optimistic Brandon than a realist Brandon. You just want them to win so badly.
I do want them to win so badly, but I do think they've got enough in it to edge a win against Bournemouth.
Newcastle Man United.
Oh dear.
4-1 Man United.
2-0 to United. I think there'll be an early goal and a late goal like normal.
In fact, I think there'll be an early goal for Newcastle to lead last 10 minutes, 4 goals Man United. Similar to what happened.
Yeah, I think a 2-0 to United.
Southampton's B team versus Southampton.
Oh, this one. Southampton.
I think it'll end up in a win for Liverpool, but I think it'll be close, and I think it'll be a late 1-0 for Liverpool.
I think a 2-2, because Southampton are normally a bogey side for them in this. So I think a close game.
So they keep taking players from them.
Yeah, they're just buying them back in the house, and then next season they'll sign Korea or something from them.
Yeah, they probably will. And then final game, we're essentially deciding Will he get sacked or not? Chelsea, West Brom.
No, I think Chelsea will win. A big scoreline. I think like 4-0.
4-0. I'm gonna go 3-1.
And I think I'll keep his job for another week.
Right, and that is the end of a really long podcast. Currently at an hour and 11 seconds, Brandon. Bloody hell.
Jesus Christ.
We can ramble about football, can't we?
Yeah, football is our thing. Football is our thing.
Anyway, so I've been Joseph.
And I have been Brandon.
We've been the Shovel Brothers. A goodbye.